Okay, so good morning. Okay, let's recall what is meant by covariance. Covariance, isn't it? We are taking bivariate data, two data. We are taking x and y, height and weight of the same person. Okay, we are taking two we measures at a single time and we are comparing how it is related. That relation only we compare it, we relate it. Okay, and we have learned about covariance. One formula we learned. Covariance, can you give the formula, Aishwarya? Covariance is given by
sigma xi minus x bar into sigma yi minus y bar by n.
Only one times only you will write sigma. Sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar by n. Sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar by n. Okay, and we did some problems. Okay, we did some covariance questions. Is that no? Anila Mohanan, Annette? Okay, so now write the next heading. Call Pearson's coefficient of correlation. 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 Okay, so the Hall Pearson's coefficient is given by, it is denoted by the small letter r. Okay, sometimes we call it as small gamma, which is same as rho of x comma y is equal to covariance of x comma y, covariance of x comma y by sigma x into sigma y. That is covariance of x comma y by it is standard deviation of x, standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. That is covariance. Already we have learned one formula, sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar by covariance, variance, standard deviation and all we have learned, it is root of sigma xi minus x bar the whole square into sigma yi minus y bar the whole square. Now done, this is the formula. By n, here also we will get one by n, here also one by n is there. So both n and n will get cancelled. So covariance is given by sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar by root of sigma xi minus x bar the whole square into yi minus y bar the whole square. So now listen children, these formulas we will use, okay, write down, note it here itself, okay. We will use this formula when x minus x bar and y minus y bar are small fractionless number without fraction. If they are small, we can use this formula easily. Okay, it is for your understanding. If it is without fractions and if it is small numbers, we can use this one. Which formula? This is the first formula for Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. We denote this as R. This is the first formula. And this formula we will use when xi, yi, x bar, y bar are very small in numbers. And then second formula, this one also we can use when x and y are small in numbers. Okay, so it is given by R is equal to sigma xy minus 1 by n into sigma x sigma y xy minus 1 by n into sigma x sigma y by root of sigma x square minus 1 by n into sigma x the whole square into root of sigma y square minus 1 by n into sigma y the whole square. This is the case when x and y are small in number. When x and y are small, we can use the second formula. When x and y becomes big, we use the assumed mean formula. Assumed mean formula. So R is equal to sigma uv minus 1 by n into sigma u sigma v by the same formula. Instead of x and y, we will write in terms of u and v by root of sigma u square minus 1 by n into sigma u the whole square into root of sigma v square minus 1 by n into sigma v the whole square. What is u? U is xi minus a, some assumed mean, some middle value you can take and subtract. And what is b? B is yi minus b, where a and b are the assumed mean, somewhat an middle value you can take. Okay, so on this one we can use when x and y are becomes bigger in number. When x and y are becomes bigger in number, we can use this one. When x and y are bigger in numbers, we'll be using this. If possible, by today we'll be completing this statistics chapter. This chapter will get over today. Okay, today we have 3 periods, isn't it? We'll be completing this one. We have to start with the next chapter. Okay. In the next period, be ready with the formulas. That day itself I told I'll be asking the formulas. But this first period I'm not going to ask. The next period I'll be asking the formulas. Recall all the formulas. Okay, now let's do problems based on this. So for Karl Pearson's coefficient, there are 3 formulas. The first one is the standard simple formula. It is covariance of, what is the formula we have learned? Covariance of x comma y by root of variance, okay, root of variance of x by root of variance of y, or sigma x by sigma y. Okay, standard deviation is sigma x square. If you take the square root of standard deviation is variance, which is sigma x and sigma y. Okay, now let's do some problems. Write down. Find the coefficient of correlation. Find the coefficient of correlation between x and y. Find the coefficient of correlation between x and y when covariance of x comma y is minus 2.75, is negative 2.75. Variance of x is 6.25. Variance of y is 20.25. Variance of y is 20.25. We want to find the coefficient of correlation. So coefficient of correlation is, what is the formula we have learned? Covariance of x comma y by variance of x into variance of y. So all the values are given, isn't it? Directly apply the formula. So it is minus 2.75. Here we have tried the root. By root of 6.25, root of 20.25. Simplify this, you'll get the answer. So what is the answer? Negative 2.75 by root of 6.25 means it is 2.5, isn't it? Into square root of 20.75, which is 4.5. Simplify this and find out what is the coefficient of correlation.
Negative 0.24.
Negative 0.24. Is it correct, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am.
Negative 0.24. Okay. Right, the next one. Next one. Find the correlation coefficient. Find the correlation coefficient between x and y. Find the correlation coefficient between x and y if sigma x is 125, sigma y is 100, sigma x is 125, sigma y is 100, sigma x square is equal to 650, sigma x square is equal to 650. Sigma y square is equal to 464. Sigma xy is equal to 508. And n is equal to 25. And n is equal to 25. Sigma x is 125, sigma y is 100, sigma x square is 650, sigma y square is 464, sigma xy is 508, and n is equal to 25. So what is the formula here we have to use? Covariance is equal to sigma xy minus 1 by n into sigma x, sigma y by root of sigma x square minus 1 by n into sigma x the whole square into root of sigma y square minus 1 by n into sigma y the whole square. Now apply the values. All the values are given. You directly apply the values and find out what is it. Nice. Is 508 minus 1 by 25 into 125 into 100 by root of sigma x square. 650 minus 1 by 25 into sigma x the whole square. 125 the whole square into root of 464 minus 1 by 25 into 100 the whole square.
I missed the answer 1 by 5.
1 by 5, yes, it is 1 by 5. Yes, correct, Aishwarya. Femina and all, did you send the assignment? Art integration assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So answer is it 1 by 5? Check your answer. Finish. Are you getting this answer, Aparna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's do the next question. Next is a table is given. Find Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Find Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. And data are given like this: xy 5, x is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And y is 4, 2, 10, 4, 2, 10, 8, 6. 4, 2, 10, 8, 6. Now look at here. This x and y are very small, isn't it? Whether x and y are very small. If x and y are very small, we have learned two formulas: sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar into variance of x into variance of y, isn't it? Root of variance of x into variance of y. One more formula is there. What is the next formula we have learned? It is given by is equal to sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y by root of sigma x square minus 1 by n into sigma x the whole square into root of sigma y square minus 1 by n into sigma y the whole square. So first find out what is x into y. What is x into y? So from here you can find out what is sigma x. Here you can find what is sigma y. Here you can find what is sigma xy. Then find out what is x square. Then find out what is y square. Then here you can find what is sigma x square. Find out what is sigma y square. And the n is 5, isn't it? Only 5 numbers are given. So n is 5. N is 5. Find out what is sigma x, sigma y, sigma xy, sigma x square, sigma y square. Sigma x, what is sigma x? Sigma x, is it 15? Sigma y, it is 30. Sigma y is 30. And xy, 20, 8, 30, 16, 6. What is sigma xy? Karthik, you got sigma x?
Ma'am,
Yes.
in the equation, sigma xy minus 1 by n is there, right? The numerator.
Yes, 1 by n is there. 1 by n into. Okay, in the second term, everywhere you will get 1 by n. Denominator also like this. What is sigma xy, Karthik? You got what is sigma xy?
30.
Sigma xy is 30. Sigma xy not 30. Check it. Here it's
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, 80, 80.
80. Okay. Then sigma x square. 25, 16, 9, 4, 1. 10, 30, 55. Sigma x square is at 55. And sigma y square 16, 4, 100, 64, 36. So it is 220. It is 220. Now apply in that formula. So apply the value sigma xy. So when you apply the values, what do you get? Sigma xy is 80 minus 1 by 5 into 15 into 30 by root of sigma x square. 55 minus 1 by 5 into 15 square into root of 220 minus 1 by 5 into 30 square.
Negative root 10 by negative 40, so by root 40.
Negative root 10
Root 10
by
by
root.
root 40.
Okay. So this one, if you want, we can write this as negative of 10 by 40. Is that enough? So minus root of 1 by 4, which is same as minus 1 by 2. Is it correct? It's minus 0.5. You can simplify it further. Are you getting this answer, Aishwarya?
Ma'am, how did root 10 come in the numerator?
$80 minus, here if you cancel this, it will be 10 only, isn't it? 10 by root 40.
And it will be minus 10 by root 10 into root 40, right?
Root 10. Here also you'll get root 10 into answer. Then here, denominator you are getting 1 root 10. I think that with that we cancelled 1 10. Then you'll get root 10 into root 40 into 10. Okay. X means we can write this as root x into root x. So this 10 we can, if you want, we can write this as root 10 into root 10 by root 40 into root 10 is there. So he wrote this as root 10 by root 40. Is it okay, Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am.
Aparna, what the answer, Aparna?
No, ma'am, I'm doing.
Do it, do it. What about Femina? Annette?
Yes, ma'am, I got.
You got. Okay. Aditya, Satyan?
I'm doing.
Anila, Mohanan?
Yes, ma'am.
Got the answer. Okay. Tomlin?
Yes, ma'am, I got.
Okay. And it is not compulsory you have to use this method. Okay, if the xi and yi are very small, you can use the first method also. You can use the covariance. Okay. Which method you feel easy, that one you can use. But when xi and yi becomes very big in number, when xi and yi becomes very big in number, use the method with assumed mean so that we can make the data smaller. Okay. Shall we start with the next one? We start that one, other will be able to complete. Okay, it's a problem now. Anyhow, let's start. Let us try to complete that.